Just like I suspected, a case of the old triple cross. Welcome to another video. I'm Bad News Brown. Now, if you're new to my channel, I recently made a video regarding Mayo and the drug kingpin El Chapo's son being arrested by the federal authorities. And I pointed out that it was a triple cross at work, being that El Mayo was basically fooled by El Chapo's son, thinking they were going to go to a meeting, it turns out. And come to find out, the feds was on the other side, and they ended up arresting them both. And I pointed out that El Chapo's son, I'm sure he didn't assume he was going to get arrested as well. And from the reports is now El Mayo was able to write a letter through his attorney, and he pointed out that the whole thing was a setup, a triple cross. That they told him that, hey, you need to come here to this meeting to iron out some dispute. And he assuming that's where they was going. And from, according to him, the letter, he said that he was knocked out. And I believe when he woke up, when they got to the location, he see all kind of soldiers or whatever, and he thinking that, that's his people's people. And to kind of find out, yeah, he ended up getting knocked out or whatever, and tied up and took to jail, it seems like. And what I gotta say about that was a few things. That's not even desperate measures. That's just definitely an illegal arrest. Now, of course, there's a big gray area being that's in Mexico, and it's a corruption level that's notable. There's obviously corruption on the USA end as well, being that how y'all did that. Y'all didn't go through the, I guess, viable means to apprehend El Mayo. And y'all did it dirty. Like I said, man, there's no honor amongst thieves. But a more important point, as I mentioned in the prior video, this does nothing to quell the war on drugs, being that it's no different than your favorite restaurant going out of business. You're not gonna stop eating that food. So it's no different with the drugs. As long as the demand is there, the supply is gonna always be there. It may be a different face, but it's gonna be the same game. And as well, this opens up a vacuum of violence, as I'm going to put it. Even El Mayo said in a letter that, hey man, telling, I guess, his young soldiers are just the people in his industry, as I'm going to put it, that, hey man, don't, no fighting, basically. Because he already know, now that they done got him out the way, it's about to be a power vacuum. People's fighting to take his place. So it's a never-ending cycle, of course. So then this is another thing that brings up politics, because, okay, well, if this is the case, what's the point of even bringing the El Mayos and the El Chapos to justice? Well, my guess is they just pissed off the wrong player on our end, whether it's the federales or a crooked official on the U.S. side. And it's just, it's chess, and it's one day you're friends, one day you're enemies, and hey man, give or take, sacrifice this for that, and you already know. But that's what I take out of that whole situation, y'all. It does nothing, but it's a cold game. And another thing, it remind me of that old what's that, Griselda Blanco, old girl, the drug king woman, and her documentary, was it the Cocaine Cowboys or whatever, and they had took her to jail, and she wanted to kidnap a political figure, a politician on the U.S. side, and she said, bring me a Kennedy. She ain't say go get no mayor or just no anybody. She said people who got political power. Now why? That makes you think, out of all the names she could have said, and even at that time, that family wasn't even front and center in politics. Now, of course, they obviously moving and shaking behind the scenes, but as far as on a big level, when she said it, it was like, damn, why would it had me scratching my head? But that makes you think, man. So it is no, man, it ain't no ending to the drugs, man. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Like I said, the demand is gonna be there, but it's a cold game, and to see how they do, see how they got down, that was a real triple cross. Not a double cross, not a backdoor, although I guess it was a backdoor tactic involved, and that happens in a cross. So the backdoor, that's a given. So it's just, but again, like I said, I know El Chapo's son, I'm pretty sure he probably gonna send a letter through his lawyers or whatever. Who knows though? I know he probably like, damn, I thought y'all was just supposed to get him. Why y'all gonna take me too? But again, the federales we killing two birds with one stone, and again, they probably want that vacuum of violence, because we already know, just like we got out here in our streets, in our hoods, in our communities, when OGs get took down, all you got a bunch of young wolves. You don't even got young Turks. You just got a whole bunch of just young wolves, and that's where the whole, in my opinion, the formation of gangs, the wolf packs, so to speak, because they trying to find their way, because the leadership is gone, and it just seems to be the same case, and that's in any endeavor, whether it's legal or illegal, or that's just, I guess, the way things work. You gotta have, people ahead of you, of course. That's without being said. But yeah, the point is, man, hey, it's always those close to you, huh? Any form of fashion. But yeah, El Mayo made it official that it definitely was a triple cross. Probably a quadruple, but at least a triple cross. And they basically kidnapped him. And who knows? Maybe he can pay his way out. A lot of times it's how much freedom you can afford, especially when they playing like that. That's a huge gray area, of course, when you're dealing on that level. So anything possible. But man, I'ma stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Do anything to stop the war on drugs, or do you think it even matters, or should people like the El Chapos and El Mayos and the Pablos, should they even be pursued directly? But that's a whole different thing. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be back at y'all with some more info. Peace.